And we are back. Black and a Half, episode number 249. I'm Silas and Samantha,
I'm Samantha Rund.
and this is the longest running comedy podcast in Seattle.
Probably.
Probably. Today is a day of data organization and clutter where we discuss the some organizational tips as I'm
Mhm.
going through them and learning them. I share some of that, and Samantha shares some of her
How to reduce
frustrations
friction.
and learning. We
Yes.
talk about reducing friction,
We do.
which can be good.
Yes.
We want we want some friction.
Hmm.
Yeah. But then we talk about the how to reduce some of that friction. And I think that's really pleasant. And then we talk about singing and artistry a
Yeah.
little
And
bit.
yeah. And Silas, he gives me a sort of aha, like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's great. Thank you.
You had a really cool line in it. I'm not going to share it now, but I definitely am like, I'm going to have to go through and I got to pull that clip. I got to pull that quote out for
Thanks. So
it.
I remember the one. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. It's a good
Can't
line.
take credit for it. I just remembered and then
Well,
I
that's true. Well, when I put the quote, I'll put you and then I'll quote the other person that you quoted.
yeah,
So it's a double quote.
yeah. I don't think I used their name, but
You
yeah.
didn't, but we'll find out, and I'll put Samantha Run
I
dash
think what's funny,
quoting dash.
I think I was quoting Louise Hay.
Okay,
I think that's what I was quoting, just so you know. Yeah.
it's very nice of you to share that you actually. It's nice to give credit. You know,
Yeah.
there's I'm not gonna name names, but there's definitely I know some comics who use jokes
Mm.
that are not. I saw them. I saw somebody recently. I screenshot and sent it to somebody because I'm like, I just made this joke 2 days ago. And then they're
Oh,
making. I was like, I don't know that they saw it, but like they have a past history
not cool.
of saying people other jokes that they don't think other people saw or that they heard from, and they're still just they're still hacky. I've
Not
seen their
cool.
stuff. Still hacky. Anyway,
Hacky sacky.
who am I talking about? We'll
Hacky
never know.
sacky, don't talk backy.
That's right. Ooh, that sounds like our first song.
Oh
Hacky
yeah,
t-
a tambourine.
for our
Hacky sacky, don't talk backy. Clean up
Okay,
the room, I ain't your slave.
yeah. So it's a good episode. So sit back, relax, open your heart, open your ear holes, and listen to episode number 249 of Black and a Half.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the longest running comedy podcast in Seattle, probably. Yes, this is Black and a Half, hosted by Silas Lindenstein and Samantha Rund. Black and a Half.
This week, in What Did Silas Did Stupid? That's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, aside from, I just have what's so funny is I always think the skills that I learned in theater are the ones that I should be doing right, you know? Like, and one of the things I learned was when you strike the set, you go clean it up. You go put it away
Okay.
and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yet it's Thursday that we're recording. I shot a video on Tuesday
Yeah.
and all my lights were still in the car.
Oh, I see.
Like until, you know, I was like, oh, at 150, I'm like, oh, my lights aren't in there. So I had to go run and get that. And like, just full disorganization for the production. I was like, this should have been struck and reset like that day. That should have been part of my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what I learned in theater, sort of learned
Right.
it in film,
Right.
doing film, but no one's, yelling at me to do it. And so I should be ready to go. And I had even thought like, because one of the reasons I have this setup in here is so theoretically I can just go all the time. Now I have extra lights. I should have two light setups. I should have a setup for lights for this, and then I should, well, what people can see. If you're watching the video, you can see how it's set up. And I should just have this always set up, and I should have some ready to go for on the field production, right? And I have
Mm-hmm.
enough lights to do that, but I have not taken the time. to set all the different things up in that way. I've even said, I like over on this wall, I should have a camera all set up ready to record whenever I have an audition so I don't have to set up for the audition. Like minimize my excuses.
Oh, for sure.
But,
Yeah. Reduce
you know,
friction.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
Because
one,
like I always use
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that's one of the excuses I use that is not valid. Like that I use that I say, oh well, it's gonna take a bit. I gotta do that. Like yeah, so quit whining about it and just go do it.
I mean, yes and no. Like it's the part, yeah, like yes and no. That if there's less friction, you'll be more likely to just, you have the idea, you go do it. You make it easy for yourself. So when the friction is there,
Yes.
it doesn't mean that, oh, you can't do it. But yes, that's another thing you have to do before you get to the thing that you want to do. So then you have a reason to stop what you're going to do, you know?
Yeah. I bought a teleprompter for an
Wow.
audition in particular because it was like if I got it, it was $24,000, like
Wow.
the audition, or if I
Wow.
got the gig, right? It was
Yeah.
some national commercial.
Huh?
So I was like, okay, it's $100 teleprompter thing. I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this will be great for auditions anyway. So let
Hmm.
me just do that.
Oh, because
But
you
it
you
sits there
you
because
do
I'm
it
like,
on your,
oh, I gotta put it on,
right?
huh?
Because you use an
Well,
actual camera. You don't use your iPhone for your auditions. Because
see, that's what I end up doing.
I have a teleprompter app in my phone. So for some of the industrials, when I was auditioning, for some of the industrials, I would put it in my teleprompter app.
Yeah, I have it on my phone. It just feels hard to read. Like it's smaller,
Oh
so I want
yeah.
the bigger screen. I
Oh,
always
and
have an excuse, Samantha. Like if
well,
there's a thing, I have an excuse for
the
it.
thing is, it's definitely better to do it the way that you're saying it. You know, that's definitely better. Listen, I got two different gimbals
Well,
when
a little
I
big.
was,
I just keep setting it up so I have a perfect.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Oh, I'm unstable. I'm unstable.
oh boy, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
Get you some help. Let's get you stabilized. Um, uh, I mean, I have a different idea of perfectionism, or of, where you're saying there's always an excuse. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lead in. It connects somehow. Now I don't even remember. But
Do
just
you are you more of a perfectionist now than you used to be, or did you
no,
used to be a
much less.
perfectionist and you've let it go?
Much less. I mean, I still care about
Yeah.
doing things correctly. I absolutely care about doing it correctly. But now I see that perfectionism can be fear in disguise. And also that perfectionism,
Ooh.
for me, yeah, I heard that quote on a meditation thing I was listening to, that perfectionism is fear in disguise. And it was like zing, like I felt it in my body. And I'm like, oh, that's where I was using some of my I'm just a perfectionist. Like, no, that's fear in disguise. And also the other thing that I've come to identify is that for me, I think perfectionism started as a safety mechanism of, if you're
Wait, you just
perfect.
cut out there. You cut out
Oh,
there. You cut
oh,
out your
oh.
audio.
I think that, what was the last thing you heard? You weren't listening. Why should I think
You
you
read the
listened?
book, you read a podcast, meditation.
Mhm.
So,
That
meditation
perfectionism,
is fear in disguise.
yeah, perfectionism is fear in disguise.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I've come to recognize for myself is that I think that perfectionism really took root in me as when I was younger, like just, very young, that the messaging was not from my mom. I'm not saying from my mom, but the messaging from society, school, whatever I assessed growing up was, potentially church too, was, if I am perfect enough, I will never get hurt. If I am perfect enough, I will always be safe. False. That's not how life
Oh,
works. But obviously,
yeah.
I still care about
It's
doing things correctly and to the best of my ability because I'm a conscientious person. Um, I just recognize the lie of perfectionism because it doesn't exist, and you can only do it until you get better. Like just progress over perfection. And if I'm caught up on something because I can't do it until it's perfect, then I have to ask myself, is this something that I actually want to do? Or is it something that I just tell myself that I want to do it? Right.
Hmm.
And also, it's just like, cut the crap. Cut the crap. Like I don't have time to deal with this crap. It's like, what is it and what isn't it? And if it's something that you
That's
actually
interesting. A
want to
lot.
do, then
Yeah.
you have to get through that messy part. You're not going to be as good doing it on day one as you will be on doing it on day 100.
Right.
So you just kind of have to
It's interesting you say that about the, yeah, the wanting, you want to do it, right?
yeah.
Kind of about like, or like you pretend or you tell yourself that you're gonna want that you want to do it. Like I remember, which this isn't artsy or anything, but like I remember with video games, like there's been so many that I wanted. Like, oh, people tell me I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer because I play these certain games and I like them. So they give me, oh, so yeah, I'm gonna like this game because everyone people who game like it. They say it's good. So I'm sitting there playing the game and going, this isn't fun to me, but I guess I mean I like it, right? I guess I'll push through because that's who I am. I'm a video game guy.
And also you push
Liking this
through,
so much.
you stick with it too, though, right? Is that another
Well, and some of those I didn't because I'm like I'm just not having fun.
right? Not like you
But
felt the need to until you were like, nope.
yeah, I mean I felt like I had to.
Hmm.
Oh, I remember now because this is sitting on my desk. The teleprompter, one of my issues is the stopping and starting part of it.
Yeah.
And I got this the thing that I got has the app that I can use on it has a speed controller and like can pause it. So I
Oh, that's
like that.
awesome.
Maybe you can on the phone, but like what I liked was auditioning with it because I could slow things down if I was
That's
getting ahead
awesome.
while
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
It would,
And because that's where, because in a real life setting, right? I mean, real life, in a setting with a crew and stuff where
of
they have a
course.
teleprompter, they would
Right.
manually start changing the speed for you. Where I can't on the phone, I have to stay at this steady pace or
Yeah.
remember what's going on.
Yeah.
I better keep going before I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That setup is definitely better, the professional setup you have. Like, I have two of these gimbals that I got because I couldn't decide between the two. And I was like, I need them to make my content and blah, blah, blah. And I noticed one of them is just a little bit annoying for me. And the other one, I haven't used it yet. Um, because it just turns out that if I just do it fast and dirty on my phone, like I get more stuff done that way. The quality's not as great, but if I'm just doing my out
Hmm.
and about videos, it doesn't have to be that great just for that. Um, so
No,
I
because
think
people
like with
don't.
the perfectionist,
Mostly, I'm told people don't care as much.
right? Yeah, and like that's the other thing with the perfectionist thing or the okay, but really, what is the objective? What what is if you're getting stuck on something is the friction. I keep using the word friction because there was
A workshop that you took that used the word.
yeah, no, one of the decluttering people that I follow, decluttering and organizing,
Yeah.
she was talking about removing the friction. Like part of why people's homes are messy, and she used to be really messy, part of that reasoning is because they gave themselves too much friction to put the thing away. It's like if it feels easier to leave it out than put it away, it's too hard to put it away. Find an easier way, reduce the friction. And just making your homes easy.
Yeah.
Like making your homes as easy as possible. So I never really thought about it like that before and I love that. And just in
Hmm.
life in general, it's how how can I reduce friction in all these many things that must be done? Like, okay, let's just make this like 2% easier. Just to make it a little bit easier. How can
Yeah,
we reduce the friction in this one thing and the compound effect of that? Um,
like the kid. If you remove the kid, then you'll have less friction. Just
oh my
get rid of
God.
that. You know, I'm so like I used to always be on time, and now I'm never on time. And first it was because of the kid, and now it's just the habit.
Now you are the
Like
kid.
now I don't have the kid as an excuse sometimes, but it's like it's the habit of not. I'm like, oh, I'm just used to being late
It's
now,
not
and so
BPT.
now I'm just late.
It's not BPT, Silas.
No, no, I used to. It was my no. My wife has used to really be prevalent. I got to be there on time at the time. What time do I need to be there? I will be there at that time. If you're 5 minutes, if you're on time, you're 5 minutes late. That's
Yeah, exactly.
how I had learned it. And
I
now
was
I go
teasing you.
nuts.
I'm teasing you. I did not think it was BPT. I just thought maybe you could blame it on that.
I
But
wish I could. I mean, I guess I could.
you could, but yeah, none
It
of us
doesn't
would.
have to be true for me to blame it,
Exactly.
right? Um, what is? Oh, for some reason, things are showing up in my camera that don't usually show up, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Okay, we're gonna pause here because I gotta fix something. Hold
It's an
on.
Ewok. Do 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 pausing song. This is the pausing song. Pausing song. Songs where we pause. Pausing song. This song is not very good because it's not
It's-
very good.
Hello?
Oh, yes. Are you ready?
We're there still?
I'm still here. I was singing a song. We should not. Oh my goodness, Silas. The other day I heard an Adobe Acrobat, Adobe something, uh, ad from a singer.
Okay.
It sounds, I was listening to a podcast and this Adobe person came on with the ad.
Okay.
Sounded like your guy,
What do you mean, my guy?
your Silas, actually,
Which one?
the,
The Agent of Nerds or the
oh,
Sauce Gets Real?
what about, is the nerd agent guy, is it similar to our podcast one?
No.
I need to listen to all of our songs again. But
Or my songs. I have to because
it
I have
sounds, the
my
dude
Agent
sounds
of.
so much like your dude that I
Who
would,
said my dude?
your dude.
What
I,
dude?
you're the dude.
Well, it's on not on all of them. I have
I need a
because I
white
had
rum
this
now.
guy who's like, here's the thing. I have this guy who was a right. I think he's a rap. I think he's a rapper, and he does podcasts. Right? He like on Fiverr, like
Okay.
this, and I've known him for a couple years. He was doing stuff for me. He did my You're Watching a Movie. He did Silas Gets Real, and I found him looking for podcast themes. Right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, dude, this is so great. I want to give you credit. And he's like, no, 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 I'm good. And I thought about it and I talked to my brother about it. I think the thing is, my brother that's I have a brother that is an A&R for artist developer
Oh, okay.
for United Artists. This is like side work, which
Oh,
I think potentially in the rap game is like it's like bad murder mystery theater, right? And so like you don't want to really brag about, yeah, I did this thing, little thing. He does. I don't think he wants to be known that he does like people's podcast covers. I think it can be sound a little shameful, maybe too cheap. So it's better like he just uses a pseudonym on
Yeah.
this. So I don't know who he really is.
Maybe it was the same person because I'm like, this
Could have been.
sounds so much like Silas's guy, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
which one of. I need a soundtrack. Can you get a
I need
soundtrack
an
together
when
of
I
all
get
those
my
songs?
LP
Yeah,
going. I
yeah,
have, listeners here. Luckily we have few enough listeners that I won't think it will get out too big, but I have decided that I am going to start working on an album
yeah,
that I am going to the strategy that I've discussed is instead of one album right
yeah,
out like at one time, you drop a single at a time, like one every 6 weeks. So you build anticipation, you for the next one, what's it gonna be? You could have people like voting on cover art or whatever. But like you because you drop an album as an event, right? And then the event is over.
yeah,
And so it dies quick.
yeah,
And you see this when people put out like a book or a CD before back in the past, and they would like, "Hey, my YouTube special is still out. It's still out, guys. It's still out, right?" But if you do it one at a time, people look forward to seeing that next, and you can kind of build a community on it. In the modern day world, people don't consume albums that much. Like maybe if they love the art, they're a big fan of the artist, and there's gonna be people that we have that will consume the whole thing. But you're more likely to get discovered if like on a slow release cycle. Then you drop the album with maybe like two bonus tracks that you have not released yet as an incentive for people or something like that. But you're gonna get more reach probably by people at our level are going to get more reach doing it slower than just making a big event that people want. So I'm going to try that. That's the way I'm going to try. So as soon as I get this first one done, finished off, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
that's cool.
Yeah, my and I got to come up with a title for the album too. So that'll take me like a year anyway
Right.
for the
So you
whole
just
thing.
like
But
release one letter at a time.
a
It could be
lot
like
of
Wordle. It could be the Wordle
for
for your whoever guesses it correctly.
that'd be great if I could make a Wordle. I because they'll all be kind of nerdy. They'll be nerdy or nerd adjacent
Uh-huh.
stuff. So it's going to be a nerd album.
Yeah.
Not that my original one, Frozen in Carbonite, wasn't nerdy because it was all Star Wars songs. That's kind of nerdy, I guess. Pretty nerdy. So this will just be um extra pushed toward nerdy.
You could do a dirty for nerdy, a nerdy, no, dirty nerdy channel. No, I was thinking because I was thinking about
That's not.
home
I
organization
don't
and
think it's dirty.
cleanup. No, it doesn't. It's not gonna. I was just thinking of word association, random
Yeah,
association, like Wordle for your girdle.
yeah.
That.
But you were talking about organization and in the like real world.
Yeah, yeah.
I am currently going through organization in the digital world
Yes.
because my I have two hard drives, right? I have two external hard drives. Like first I had one and then I was getting worried. I was like, I thought it was making a noise, so I bought another one. I copied everything over onto that one and put like old files.
Yeah.
And then I started just using the new one. And but then I started still getting stuff on the old one. I was like, well, I could still use this. So I kept using it till so I was like, oh, I don't know why I was making noise. It's fine now. But I don't know how old these are, these hard drives, right?
Oh, yeah. I got to back up some stuff now that you're
Yeah,
reminding me.
oh yeah. So I started asking ChatGPT about this. Like, hey, so I should do this, right? And start asking me questions. And it was saying like, well, yeah, a typical hard drive might be last like 5 to 7 years, a spinning one. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, huh. Well, And so I'm like counting how long do I think are these old? And I look now, like granted, there's a manufacture date that it says that they're made, like you can
Yeah.
click on it. So I don't know how long it had been sitting there because I swear I bought them at different times, so I don't think that they should have had the same date, but maybe that's why.
I'm
But
looking
these
for a
things are
pen.
like 10, 11 years old. And so it's like, oh yeah, you should start doing stuff. So, and I'd already been worried, so I bought something like a year ago that I hadn't set up yet. So
Mhm.
I got that out and it got me to start archiving everything. And now, like, to combine both of the drives and to make sure that I'm not,
I'm typing this because I don't want to forget. I'm sorry.
yeah, and I will do a cloud backup, which can take like a week, right, to do, but like you're supposed to have one offsite one. You're supposed to have your what you're working on currently and then archived. And then also you could do like Mac, I have my time, what's
Mhm.
it called? Time machine? Yeah,
Yeah.
time machine is the backup of your current drive and a lot. So basically I should have my archives, which I do go to when I need to go find a clip or something that I haven't been working on. So let's say this episode, I'll get it. It's gonna go on my new SSD drive or SSD. I forget which it is, but it's gonna go on that, and that's under active projects. I do this episode up. Once it's done, it's published. I move it to archives,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Now, if I want to go back, I can get that. But that machine should also be getting as part of the backup that I do once a week. It's that whole thing should be getting backed up, besides the cloud one as well. So I think it's because in case of fire or something, if you wipe out all your hard drives, there should be an offsite source. But also the cloud backup, your cloud backup is like your emergency because sometimes you can't get it right away.
Yeah.
Like you have to order it
I
usually
need to
from.
remember this. Thanks. Yeah. I'm like, I need to get on top of this.
But it's got to me is the it's like, and this is what I love about using like an AI thing. Like it remembers some things that I forgot. Like it's like, okay, here's all the things you do. Then this is how you organize it into black and a half. You're watching a movie, real estate, comedy, personal. Like this is how to organize it, and just like how to like a filing system. Like I think I had to take typing when I was a kid.
Hmm.
I didn't have to. It was an elective. I chose to do it. I'm really glad I did.
I did it
Th-
for fun.
Did it for fun.
Did it for fun. We had a little, you know, CD-ROM or typing, whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I just no class. I just did it for fun.
yeah. Well, I mean, I did it on a typewriter, right? That
Okay.
was that. I'm that old. So then, well, anyway, I think now kids should probably start learning how to manage data.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think my kids even know what a file folder is. Like on a computer, they don't really deal with that stuff. Just saves it, right? So I'm currently working, and I don't have to panic about this. That's what I'm telling myself. I don't have to panic about it getting done today because it's now everything's on the new hard drive. It's probably fine. That other thing is all the other ones are getting turned off. Excuse me, turned off, and I'll just let them sit and rest. So they are my backup of my backups, right? They're my backup archives. Legacy, it's called. You store them somewhere for a long time. In case this backup fails, then you can go back. But then I'd have to unsort, I'd have to resort them all. So while it's in archives, I'm re-putting everything where it should be,
Mm.
based on a different methodology than whatever my ADHD brain decided when I made it. Because it was hard. At one point, I have my real estate folder, and then I have my real estate. I had real estate videos, real estate video work, and I understood the difference. No, that's the one I'm working on. The videos was ones that were done,
Yeah.
but I meant it as done when I made the folder. I would still store everything in my work one because that's what I was working on.
Uh,
Save it there because that's where the project is. Why would I move it? It's stupid. So I now understand better about how to organize this after the like this tutoring session, ongoing tutoring of okay, how do I so what do I do now? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Great. Great. Okay.
I
So
was going to ask what the dumb thing is Silas did this week because you said this has been
which
another installment of the dumb thing I did. And then I realized, okay, wait, the first one was you
first
didn't
one was lights.
the lights, and the second one was the.
Kind of data, like
No,
how
they're
just
both. They're both
I
kind
I've been doing a stupid thing, and this is
of.
just showing this is
It
exposing one that I've an ongoing stupid thing.
they both are. They're kind of under the same umbrella though. About in a way about like organization or
Oh
team
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
places.
I was an organizational dummy this week.
Yeah, yeah, you know.
And but I did the lights are for my latest house tour.
Yeah.
So I
Ooh.
will have another video and it'll be interesting to see if I get a reaction from it because now I already did one like that before, so I don't know if it'll just be like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious what it's going to be like. Okay, I'll look forward to
Well, it
seeing.
won't be a lot different. That's my thing.
I
But
don't know.
it's a
Is it the
different
same song?
house.
Is it the same song?
Yeah, because I'm
Same,
like,
same dance moves?
I think you look, I only got four, right? Or no, I mean, I only show four. No, actually, I definitely did some different. It's funny because this time I'm like the joke worked, so
Hmm.
I felt a little confident about the joke,
Right.
just like in stand up. So I was telling Gretchen, "Oh, I definitely did like it seemed more confident doing it."
Hmm.
And I don't know if I like that.
The
Just
mystery is whether or not your shirt is going to be tucked in or not.
okay, here's the
Okay.
thing. And no, this is the dumb thing.
Crop top?
Shirt was okay, shirt
A
was tough.
crop top, Silas?
No, let me tell you, I even went I went and got the male garters.
Uh-huh.
Did I talk about that last week?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
Okay.
we talked about it on the air or not, but
Okay, so I
you
got
didn't
male
talk.
garters. If you don't know what that is, guys, they connect to your shirt and they go all the way down like a suspender down to your socks.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one I got. You could get one that's around your thigh, which I think I will get next time.
Yeah.
But it goes down there. And then it pulls your shirt constantly
It
down.
seems so uncomfortable, the one that goes all the way down to your like sock from your shirt.
It's really you get used to it. It's more when you sit down that it feels funny.
Yeah.
But you get used to it. Yeah, it's not like, oh, this is great, but it's also better than your freaking shirt coming out all the time. I don't know if that just happens if you're chubby. I don't know. Whatever. Then, so this time I was all worried about that, and I was all worried about the collar of my shirt being under, not getting over the collars of my jacket because I had
Yeah.
caught that on video. But what I couldn't see on the little screen was the back of my jacket's collar was up.
Uh-huh.
So like the whole time, it's just sticking up. And I had no idea until I looked at the video.
That'll probably work.
You can tell, well, it looks stupid, but it's again like, well, okay, what
Probably,
mess up am I going to do this time?
yeah. What stupid thing will
Little
work in my favor? You
little
know what I hate?
dorky.
It's like my jacket sometimes I'll notice. I'm like, there's a little bit of my makeup that rubbed off on it, so it just looks dirty right around there. And I'm
That's
like,
funny.
ah. And that was a
But I ended up going to Men's Warehouse to get some shirts because I was like, I wanted a different color. Like I didn't want to
mhm.
just do white. So I got a light pink that looks white apparently, and
Oh,
that's what Gretchen said it looked white. But I'm like, great. But I was surprised. I always thought Men's Warehouse was like a boutique, like or expensive place. They actually
oh,
have cheaper shirts than Target, like
yeah.
and nicer, like just dress shirts. So I picked
Mhm.
up a couple there, but I was looking at prices on, especially if it's on sale. It's really good. I had gone to Target first because they're across the street at the one that I went to, and
Yeah.
Target had no dress shirts.
Wow.
Like for a business dress up, they had none. They had
Yeah.
some that are like Seattle dress up, like
Mhm.
maybe it has long sleeves and it's a button up, but the material is not something you would wear with like a suit jacket, right?
Right.
So I don't know if it's just the Target I went to, but I was like, well, this is a little dumb.
Yeah.
So everything's dumb to me now.
You know,
So yeah,
I
so I
don't
had
know
to
if
go
you've ever
find
heard,
shirts.
this is not the. I wonder if they have stuff for men there. I'm gonna,
Where? At Men's Warehouse?
yes, at Men's Warehouse. No, this is, uh, I don't know if this is something that you would look into. Obviously, if you needed it quickly, you should not order here because it will take some time. I'm looking right now to see if they have anything for men. Do they have men wear? Oh no, it says women, girls, boys. Oh, but I see
Oh,
men right here.
boyish. Well,
Okay.
they might
What I'm
consider all men
looking
boys.
yeah, actually could be. Um, so there is a company called ThreadUp. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Threada?
Thread Up.
Oh, Thread Up.
Yeah,
I was like, Threada sounds very feminine, so I'm surprised if that has.
Thread Up. Basically, it is an online secondhand clothing store. It's huge, apparently, but you can get some really great deals on things. And then
Oh,
it's
Thread F T H R E D.
yeah, like clothing thread, like a
Well, I will understand why if they wouldn't put men out first because men will not just go shopping online a lot.
yeah.
Like,
I don't.
wait, how did you find the men stuff? I see on here, I just see.
I saw yeah, that's why I saw boys, but then I typed in men something and something popped up. So who knows if it's actually any sizes for actual men? I did not look into it enough. Um, at any rate, especially if you're a woman listening to this, they have
So
some
you like them?
awesome stuff. Yes, I do.
Well, I just see women's jeans. In mannequins, there's no butts to look at. Whatever.
Um,
Oh, these are secondhand, you're saying?
yeah, it's secondhand. Some of the stuff though, it's like secondhand, but it still has the tag on it. Like nobody's
Wait,
actually.
is this American?
It is.
Because I'm looking at the okay, this is confusing. Is this just because I'm a guy? I see it says like size 25 waist jeans.
Oh, yeah. I have
Is that a
seen.
real 25 instead of the normal like size 6, size 8 or whatever?
No, I think that's just waist. That's probably waist size because I've seen that in women's too, where depending on the sizing for the brand or who types it in. I don't think that. I don't know if whether or not it's totally where its headquarters is. I can't tell you because I
Because
don't.
the size 28
Yeah, I
for
don't really.
women sounds like that would be giant.
Yeah, but 28 is probably doing waist
So
size.
it is actual waist.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when you
But
look
that's not
when I
usual,
look it
right?
up, it'll say waist size or other size, and it'll be American or European or whatever. It's not only just American brand clothing. I just don't remember where they're headquartered.
Oh, these are
Um,
yeah.
there's
I'm
yeah,
gonna send this to Gretchen.
and you can like yeah, shoes, handbags, coats.
Because this is cheaper.
I mean, there's some awesome stuff there, and their return policy actually isn't bad.
It
Uh,
actually
I
isn't
mean,
bad.
the thing I don't like about their return policy is at least when I had gotten stuff because I got some stuff to refresh, like my real estate wardrobe, right? Um, and their return policy, you have to pay, I think, like $4 to send it back. So that
Yeah.
sucks. But if you're getting
Well,
a
it's
couple
not
other
bad.
things, if you get your shipment for free, and then you
Yeah.
have to send one thing back. It's like you save gas money in your time at the store. The other thing is sometimes you could just keep the thing if you're like not crazy about it and they're like you could keep it for this credit.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I got like a brand new Ann Taylor satin skirt that normally would be like $120. It still had the tag on it. It was brand new, and I think I got it for like $15.
That's great. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
right?
Like I had also donated a bunch of my stuff there, but in terms of donations, I did not find it worth it because I probably got like $5 worth of credit, and I definitely probably donated like 50 items or
What about, are
repairs
there
to
still
my entire home.
consignment stores in Seattle?
I think
Like
so,
for
yeah.
clothing?
I think so. A lot of my clothing, I don't think I would have gotten much in consignment for them. Um,
You just mess them up real hardcore.
no, No, it's just that, I don't have like most of my stuff is not designer, you know, or the things that I have that are more expensive. A lot of times I will just get secondhand, like,
Hmm.
because I like to save money. So, yeah, yeah.
Do you write songs?
I mean, I've,
Have you?
I've, I've attempted not,
Because
not,
you like to
not
sing,
writing,
right?
not writing it down, but just like sometimes just like, da, da, da. I do. I love to sing.
Right.
I would like to be able to write songs at some point.
Do you only sing like musicals, or do you go karaoke wild too?
I used to karaoke like years ago. Um, I like to sing
Is
rock.
it the exact same amount of time since you had a kid? Or is it like when you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
years ago?
I years ago. I think there was one job in particular that I used to work when I was like 10 years ago, 15 years. Goodness, I don't even remember, a long time ago. And we'd all go out karaokeing as a group. That's the most karaokeing I've done. Other than that, like it would be like karaoke at home with family, but not
Hmm.
like just using the YouTube thing, but not actually karaokeing. Um,
Because as I'm getting into the singing thing,
mhm.
I don't know if I'll build confidence enough to do it like in
Karaoke?
front of people. Singing at all.
It's happening, Silas. It's
What?
happening. Karaoke.
Well, I was just thinking there's no I don't think there is a black music comedy duo, right?
Let's like let's make
Come up with some
all of our
song.
with all of our free time.
Yeah.
Well, especially to like, yeah, go in the comedy way, make it bad at first, on
I'm
purpose.
too Look, I already feel bad enough. So I don't
But that'll give you the freedom. You don't have to have the pressure of trying to make it sound good when you're doing it comically.
you know what? But yeah, there's this mix of feeling like, oh, I'm okay, but bad singing is like per sometimes it's not funny. It's painful, right?
Sometimes it is painful.
I'm gonna be like, because I know what I'll do. I'll be like, yeah, I was trying to make it sound like that, and then I'm like, oh God, I'm horrible, aren't I? Oh my God, I'm like, oh, it could feed into my already limited self-confidence in the area.
I still think getting the right song, finding that right song where your voice just shines. That's what
Yeah, sure, okay,
like you're like, whatever, Samantha, you have a
but
pretty one.
gotta sound good. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I already don't I don't have the confidence for public much, so any negative commenting will damage me, even if it was intentional,
Mhm.
even if I brought it upon myself.
You just have to be real careful with yourself. I think the first time that you foray into singing publicly,
Yeah.
maybe just like at a family gathering, like at a like a
Oh, I actually have a thing scheduled right now.
oh, okay, cool. Well,
A couple of my friends, they're like they it's kind of like this backyard concert type thing that they're gonna do. They built a space in their backyard, like a little black box type
oh,
thing.
fun.
And so they're gonna have a thing. They call it like the salon. And so they're theater people, right? So they
Thanks
they have
for
a
not
lot of theater
inviting me
friends. Well,
to your friend's thing. How rude to like just invite somebody to your friend's thing. That would be rude.
so they asked if I wanted to try because they knew I was trying doing working on some comedy songs. Like, do you want to try the? Well, they know about one. They want to try that. I'm like, sure, but I need to do some comedy first because I got to warm up into it. I can't just go up and do it.
Mhm. What if you do it as a character? Actually, that could be
No,
great
no,
because you don't want to. You don't want
no.
to.
I don't like character comedy yet.
Well, I was thinking like a Malvolio or something. Feels like a very that would be a very safe way to do singing you were concerned about.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do it. I'm just gonna try to do my personality, try to do it. So it's gonna be somewhat of a safe group, and also while there'll be some strangers there.
Yeah.
The only intimidating part is I'm gonna be doing it, and then some ladies who are like They've been on Prairie Home Companion. They're really, really good. They'll be there too.
Yeah. But the
And
thing is, people who, if people are jerks about them, if people are jerks about it, that says more about them than you.
oh yeah, they will all be super supportive. This will all be my internal dialogue saying bad things.
Mhm.
That's just a given. But look, I've been taking vocal lessons for I don't know how long now.
And then, so it's what's the
Four
objective?
months
What's your objective? I think getting
to
really,
not cry when I try to sing.
I
Oh.
think that is a great objective, but you need to make it positive, right? You're a
That
director.
is positive.
It needs no, it needs yes, but it needs to be a positive action, right? Because you know when you're directing actors, you don't tell them what not
I
to do, that you tell them
I
what.
know.
So your goal is to keep your face dry.
Dry.
No moist face after crying, dry face. Hold up an umbrella in case if it starts to rain. Okay? Just
When I was
dry face.
because when I was in college, when I did Charlie Brown, I did Charlie Brown. I played Charlie Brown in college in the
Uh-huh.
summer stock. And it's the only show ever that I went into the bathroom and wept before the show because I was
Oh,
so scared because I had never sang in public like that, just in the thing.
that
And
seems.
nobody had ever said anything bad to me. Nobody
Oh.
had said anything except for like maybe the music director-ish kind of had said like the four of us we're not singers could not get one of the things we couldn't get a harmony going. So
Mm-hmm.
they were finally like, okay, just sing the melody. Just everyone sing the same thing. Like we're not gonna we couldn't get the different because I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about even at the time. I didn't understand what she was saying. So I'm like, okay. But the second someone else sang it, I would sing at their pitch because I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know. What are you doing? I don't get this. How am I gonna stay on this pitch? I had not had enough experience to understand how to stay on your pitch while someone else goes a higher octave. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could not stay on in my octave.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, no, this is where Hey, you go there, I'll go with you. Sure, let's go to that one.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay in mine because I can't. I still have trouble distinguishing like. So I've learned that there's like at least three notes in a chord, right? And so, or wait, so if you're singing in harmony, is that are you all on different octaves of the same key, or can you be in just different notes of the chord?
Different notes, because different octaves I think would be very difficult. But I'm thinking especially like as a soprano and an alto, to be
Yeah,
an octave apart all the time would be like really
hard.
difficult.
Okay, so maybe that's it. So I couldn't, let's just say what is a keg like in a C, right? If they're on a G, I don't understand how I could stay on a C, and I still have a hard time like, what? How do I? But that's not what's. I mean, I know it's in there, but I just have a hard time just singing on it.
Hmm.
Like I want to sing what I hear. Like I just want to match the whole chord.
I think I would have to hear, I would have to practice my part enough if I wasn't in the like soprano or
Yeah,
the easiest part of the chord. Not like soprano is always the easiest part of the chord, but like the
yeah,
easiest to hear and go to in the chord. I would have to practice mine enough. And then I would also have to have some sense of like, I'm here, I stay here. Even if I want to go up, I just would have to like visualize staying in a certain spot or knowing like
yeah.
I go from here and then I go there, or I go from here and then I go there. And then sometimes though it would be mirrored by the tenors or basses. So I could hear, okay, it's going to also be played there, or it's going to be played on this key of the piano. I don't know the term for the piano, but you know,
Hmm.
uh, as you're talking about your Charlie Brown experience, which that's also such a delightfully Charlie Brown experience, right? A delightfully pre-show Charlie Brown.
I am such a.
Poor Charlie.
I always kept saying it. I am Charlie Brown, and somebody in the cast said, "Well, that's why Charlie Brown works. Is everybody thinks that they are Charlie Brown. They all relate to Charlie Brown."
Do I sound like such a jerk? Like I really didn't relate to Charlie Brown. Poor, poor
Were
Charlie.
you a Lucy or a Marcy?
I don't. Snoopy. No, I don't know. I don't know who. I don't. Maybe. I honestly don't know. I just loved
So
it, and he's very lovable, right? The character you do root for him, but I
Snoopy,
don't. I mean Charlie Brown, but I
of
don't.
course, you always root for Charlie Brown, the
Yeah, exactly. You
underdog,
root for him, but I don't know if there was a particular one that I identified with. I'll have to watch it again.
a
Um,
peanut. In case anybody else knows the musical, the song that we were having trouble harmonizing in was the book report on Peter Rabbit. And
oh,
at the very end, you're supposed to be all singing it together, like together on different notes. And
no,
it's supposed to be really beautiful. It was still good. I think it was a really good production. It just wasn't the
right.
as elevated as it should be, I
Mhm.
guess.
It just reminded me of this one most embarrassing time that I remember of singing in undergrad. I was doing the musical theater. I, I was invited to join the musical theater certificate program, but it wasn't an official. Basically, people could get in like into the program. I think was it sophomore year? I can't remember. They had to audition to get into the program. Might have been freshman year. I can't remember. But at any rate, then when you were sophomore the next year, you could try to get in, and some people were allowed to take the classes, like just four people. Or I'm just on a tangent right now.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about this, but I did get invited into the class, so I still got to do the trainings, which was exciting. But I was quite self-conscious about it because I didn't have nearly the same sort of exposure or ability to be in musicals like the other people who were there. And in this one of the main professor, I was very nervous in that class, and I would never have as good breath control. I always did way better at my lessons or just practicing. And when I would get to class, I would bomb sometimes. And there was one in particular where it was just so bad and it was so embarrassing that a couple of people actually started singing from the audience, like in class to help. And I was like, but I know what to do, but I'm just failing right now, but I can sing it. And it was so embarrassing. But then there was another teacher who came later for our other section of the class, and I would always do like brilliantly in his class.
Hmm.
Always. I just felt so much more comfortable in there. And eventually I got better at the other one. But man, living through that embarrassment and showing up still, even though it sucks sometimes.
Do you feel like you have the range in singing style that you do in acting style?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well,
Because,
I've
like,
never.
I remember, I think I told you, like, how you impressed me as an actor at an audition you, like, had me read with you.
Thanks, Silas.
Because it was a very, like, street person, like, hood. Because you come across so proper, right? And, like, proper, well educated, well mannered, clear. And then like I remember because I remember you get sending me the script and I was like, she's not gonna do this. All right, okay. And then you did it and you just turned on. And I was like, what the hell was that? And I was like, she's a really I tell Gretchen Lee, she's a really good actor.
Thanks,
I had
Silas.
no idea. So like and you know like what I wonder so I wonder like you do musical theater. I've heard you singing parodies at least. So I'm curious if you're able to sing in a soul, like a hurting,
Oh my
like
gosh.
like what's her
Eh,
name? Who did Nina Simone is like a sloppy singer, right? Like it's not a the birds flying high, everything. Like it's soulful and hard, but like it's got a grit to
Yeah,
it.
beautiful.
That
It's
makes
so,
sense.
I know what you, yeah, I know what you mean.
I just keep thinking of you that you're going to be a beautiful singer and it's going to
Oh,
sound
that's
really
so kind
good.
of you,
Well,
Silas.
right, but not but you don't always want beautiful singing, right? Not
Yeah,
all
no.
styles are that, but I don't know if that is a personification that one does. I That's one thing I've struggled with is like I think I will tend to sing a little more proper as well. And I'm like, how do I get that gritty
I think there's,
blues?
oh, can I sing anything on here or will we have to exit out? I don't know about
No, it's not.
copyright.
But I'm like, I don't know if the Zoom microphones stink. Like they
Yeah,
can't.
that's true. It might scare people, but I have been working on expanding my range as a singer, and I just love that you asked that question because I never thought of it. And then when you bring this up, I'm like, I do miss like acting and all these different it's so delightful to access these different parts of humanity and like channel it through us, as actors. So thank you. And um I maybe a few years back, I started experimenting with different types of singing because my the singing that I grew up doing and being, I don't know, trained in, I was classically trained. And I, at one point, wanted to be an opera singer. And so I would do like, classic art songs. You're like, yeah, big
That doesn't
surprise.
surprise me. Yeah, okay, that
And
tracks.
then also, sort of classic jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra. I I would love it to be like as rich and buttery as Ella's voice,
Oh,
just so
buttery, is that what you're just,
no,
is that what it
I
is?
would wish like for hers. I don't know that
Yeah.
mine doesn't have that same sort of timbre, but I do work on. There's different styles, and I can make my voice a little bit different. Um, Sometimes, like I just remember doing like a BB King song, like just playing around with that stuff, and the range. Yeah, just playing around with that stuff. I did see your post about going to Joss Stone's concert.
My God.
I love her, and I haven't thought
You
about.
know her?
I mean, I don't personally know her.
I
That
mean,
would,
I feel like so many people don't even know about her
yes, and
because
I
of
saw
what
that,
happened to her.
and you it reminded me I need to listen to her again. I
Man, I wish I could have
It's
brought you there because
phenomenal.
it was the voice is so like it's not different. It's funny. It's the same voice, right? But hearing it live, you're
Yeah,
like,
like the
this is
texture.
way better
You get it.
than a
Yeah.
CD.
And so when you said I wanted to have like a
And she's blonde now.
I think I
So
started
she's like such a looking like this, and she's
you wouldn't
British,
expect it
right?
out of
So
her.
and she's British white
Yeah.
lady,
Yeah.
and the soul is intense.
It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
We're almost out of time, but like, did you know what happened to her? Do you know why she's been gone?
No.
So she's been one thing I did not realize is that she's been recording albums this whole time. Like there's been
No.
albums out. If you go and look, you find plenty of albums by her. And I'm like, what? I didn't how come that's never showing up when I search her? So after her like third album, Free Me, her career's going off. Like she's got a Grammy, she's doing stuff. A couple guys in Britain plotted to kidnap her and we're gonna execute her and dump
What?
her in a river. Yeah.
What?
It only got discovered she's in her house. The nosy neighbor next door is like, who are those people outside?
Thank God for nosy neighbors sometimes.
She alerted Joss. Joss called the police and they got there before the guys could get in. They go and check their car. They find out what car theirs is. It's like this truck, and in the back are swords and knives and hammers. And then they confess to their plan. Now,
Effing
I don't know why. I don't know why. I haven't been able to find out. I haven't researched enough to find out what made them do this, but it made her go, no thanks. I
well,
don't want the
yeah,
limelight.
that's
Like this
so
made her
dramatic.
realize what the limelight could do, that you get crazies. So she decided not to just to not be famous as much.
I
So
mean,
so it seems to me from what I can tell so far that she kept recording, kept performing,
wow.
making a living as an artist, but I think she just chose not to go do the MTV show.
Right.
Not She chose things that were not going to make her more
She wanted
famous.
to be safe.
Yeah.
She was
Yes.
choosing safety.
She did some movie TV stuff a little bit, but not much. She wasn't trying to get the starring role in
Wow.
A Star is Born, right? Or something like that. She wasn't looking for that. So, and now she got married in 2023. Right after the pandemic, she got married to like an ex-Marine or something, like a airborne guy who's really, safe and secure.
Yeah.
She has
Yeah.
three kids now,
Wow.
two natural, one adopted,
Wow.
and yeah, and now she's doing this tour, and it was so this simple, like down to the necessities of what you need. There were three backup singers,
Yeah.
all sitting down on a chair. She was sitting down in the middle of the chair, and then they had a bass player and an electric guitar player, and that was it. That was the whole band. And they sat for 90% of the show. They just sat there and sang. Like you're in her living room. Someone brought her tea during it, and she was drinking tea between sets and telling little stories.
That
And it
sounds
was wonderful,
so,
wonderful experience.
that sounds so.
And like I have for the longest time, if people ask me what kind of music you like, I always say Joss Stone. That's my music. Like that is exactly the kind of music I like. She embodies it as a thing. And most people, and why I'm surprised you knew her, is that most people don't seem to know who she was
Yeah,
or is.
she's um she's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually need to listen on Spotify. Actually, I'm like, note to self, look her up on Spotify. Put that on today.
Her version, and oh, you probably saw that that's the clip I posted was from A Man's World that she sings.
Oh, good. I didn't.
Her
I
cover
didn't.
of it
I didn't.
is
I don't think
her
I got to listen to your
her
thing.
cover of it is
Oh,
amazing.
I imagine.
And she has a few different covers,
The,
yeah.
so, um, oh gosh, there's a few things. I, I don't know if you've heard me mention this before a few times, but part of me, I have struggled with how to practice singing while living in an apartment because I don't want the neighbors to hear. And if I want to get very loud, if I want to practice with certain things, because I can hear my neighbors too, like it's not like terribly insulated, but it's enough to where like I don't want to annoy people. So I have at certain times gone into my closet and closed it and just really loudly like sing into my clothes because or I'll go into the room like furthest removed from wherever I think anybody can hear me because like I want to be able to be like
Why?
really loud. I might be disturbing them. I might, and also too,
There's worse noises they could be hearing.
you don't know that because because when I'm practicing certain things or if I want to wake up like resonance in different areas or some vocal exercises they sound annoying and ugly or if I
Well,
practice with
well,
making that ugly sound first, I yes, if I have
there's an episode of The Practice that
uh,
deals with this. They
really
actually about a woman who woke up every morning and decided she was going to sing.
yeah,
And it was a very boisterous. She had a loud voice. It was wonderful and good, but it was really loud.
yeah.
So, and part of it dealt with, they said, do you know what? Community.
I mean,
You're singing. You could bring everyone together. Maybe you'll start a band. Maybe they're
I'm
over
sure
there like,
that's part of
I
the
wish I could
stuff.
play my guitar, but
Oh
Samantha might
gosh.
complain.
Well, that's not as loud unless if I guess it's plugged in and like super loud. But there are certain times where I just say, I gotta sing, F it, they're gonna hear it. But because I have used it as well, to I suppose you could say the word is like regulate or like calm my nervous system if I was going through a very stressful time.
Hmm.
Because like you have to let those emotions flow from your body. Like you do because people get sick, like they bottle stuff up. And I'm not outperforming the Greeks or doing, channeling it into some sort of whatever. But I just mean like life is stressful, whether or not you're going through something hard. Like you can watch the news and get stressed out. So it's like don't like let that stay stuck in you. And
Right.
one of my favorite ways to not let it be stuck in me is to sing. That's one of my favorite ways. I'm yeah.
I'm walking around now and I'm like trying to sing in the grocery store. I walk through and I'm like birds flying high. Like I'm just trying to like get comfortable being in public and letting it loose and uh, I'm not really trying, but I'm whatever. Uh I'm kind of insane. I feel a little bit
No, I
insane
like
during
it.
the
Can
week.
I one thing that's you brought up a memory as we do in our discussions. I forgot about this, but it was like such a sweet thing. Okay, two things. Random. Um when I was working at this one restaurant years ago and we'd like be polishing the silverware before the guests would get in. And I
Yeah.
would I would hum these little songs to myself or this or that. And it was really cute because one of my coworkers, she came up to me later and she was like, "Oh, Samantha, you're so sweet. You're just like Cinderella. You're just you're just here singing a song sweetly to yourself. Like nobody's even there, but you're just." And she said it as a nice thing, so I was like, "Ah, that's really sweet." But I would do that because I absolutely hated polishing the dishes.
Yeah.
If I had on a podcast, that would have been a better time, but I just felt like it was such a waste of my time. So I would just do that to make myself feel.
Singing the Cinderella song.
No, I wasn't actually singing Cinderella, but um,
Work, 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 work.
oh boy.
Were you singing? Were you singing the slave gospel?
Oh,
Swing low.
oh, good Lord. The other day, my blessed child was making me work so much after I'd already had such a busy day. Like, you know how it is. You have
Yeah.
kids. And normally I never say anything like this to her, but I was just like so tired that I was like, honey, stop making mommy work like a slave. Stop making mommy work like a slave.
Yeah.
And true to that statement, she was completely oblivious to what I said and had me do more work. So, what can you say?
I
I
definitely
probably
use that on Sierra. I definitely have used that on Sierra.
some of
I am
those,
not your slave.
right?
Ugh, just because you're lighter than me. Okay,
So wrong. So wrong.
that we're out of time. We're over time. Yeah, thanks. Organize your life. Block and a half.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the longest running comedy podcast in Seattle, probably. Yes, this is Black and a Half, hosted by Silas Lindenstein and Samantha Rund. Black and a Half.